What's up, YouTube? What's going on, CCI family? It's your main man back with the game plan once again. You already know how we do. Look, today, I really want to find out what you are substituting for money. Plain and simple. That's why I say today is back to basics. I want you, for right now, to clear your mind. We're going to start with a clean slate today. Okay? So forget about the tariffs. Forget about Mr. T doing his thing. Forget about all the bad things people have said to you to keep you away from the markets. Forget about all the nonsense. Clear the noise out. Back to basics today. What we're going to do is put the market into perspective using nothing but common sense. All right? We called it Common Sense with Vince Day. All right? Which, stay tuned, might be another channel popping up for you soon. So here we go. So look, most of us have worked a 9-to-5 job. Many of us have worked even more hours in a day. Some are 4, 8, 10, 12 plus hours a day. I've done them all. When you're working these jobs, you're substituting a little bit of yourself every day, not just to mention your time, but it's a little bit of you. Okay? So that's where I'm getting the question, what are you substituting for your money? We all know you're substituting time. And it's a lot of your time. And yeah, well be it. We all have to do it. It's a learning process. And if we want to get to higher arches, we have to go through that. No shame. But do you really want to do it all the way till retirement, till you're 60, 65 plus years old? Some, I believe, what is the age now? Something like 72 sometimes. I don't think you want to do that. All right. So I'm going to lay the ground rules out for you for the market. Just a touch of history, because we're going to use nothing but common sense. All right. Get your pens and pads ready. Call me out. So again, when you're working one of these jobs, you're working for your money, which may take a week, 2 weeks, sometimes twice a month that you get paid, and so on. Right? Concert comes up with your family, your friends. Can't do it. Got to work this weekend. Or you sacrifice your money and take the time off. Or some of your emergency time, right? Kids' soccer games. Hey, gotta work. I'll be at the next one, son. You get the drift. Okay? We're gonna talk about ways to get around that. For instance, wouldn't it be better if your money was working for you while you're enjoying some of the time of your life with loved ones, with family, friends, and so on? Well, that's exactly what the stock market can do for you. So while you're on vacation with your significant other, enjoying the sun on the beach, your money is working like mad to make you more money. While you're at the basketball game watching your child get them points, your money is scoring points for you. While you're asleep, you get the drift. So, how can it not be worth it? Case in point. Again, you go to work every day. Now you have to wake up, hit that alarm, wash your face, brush your teeth, so on, get dressed, in the car, might get some coffee, might get a bite to eat, who knows, get to work, Do those hours. You do this every day. Every day. Keep this in mind. Now, all of them days are not going to be bad. Some of them days at work can actually be pleasant, where you go to work, you get along with everybody, clients, customers, so on, aren't getting on your nerves. You do a good job. Manager's not on your back. Time even seems to be moving a little faster that day, and you get on home. Now, some of them days can be the total opposite. Yet and still, you keep getting up, doing your routine, and getting to that job. So in the market, if most of your days, and again, check me, are great days, but you do have those days that step in and like, well, it's not you saying, it's your money saying, and your money is steadily working. It's not quitting. It's steadily getting up, going in, and making the best of your funds. So if you make, we're just going to use round numbers, small numbers, with chump change, right? If you're making $1,000 within 6 months' time in the market, just for instance, and then 1 week of that wipes out $200 of your earnings. Are you telling me it's worth quitting that job? Just like when you took those days off, you didn't quit, you went back in and made that up. Yet in the market, you don't quit either. Your money goes back in and makes that up for you. Double, triple, quadruple time. Your money doesn't stop working for you. You see the sign behind me. Money never sleeps. That's why I love the market. When you have those hard days at the office, you don't quit. You come back in. You know why most of us do it? Because we have a goal in mind, whether it's buying a home, whether it's paying for a wedding, whether it's taking care of our children, paying the bills, whatever it is for you. You have a goal in mind. And if nothing replaces that money, you're going to keep going to get it. Same thing in the market. I have a goal in mind. And just for instance, say my goal is $1 million. If I've made $300,000 in the market, and the market decides to dip and I done lost 60,000 of it, I never reached that. Why am I going to stop? Why am I going to take it out? And then you have to start all over. And you're never going to get the prices you got before. Case in point. All right, so just for a hypothetical, right? Chump Change Ltd. That's the name of our company that we're going to invest in. All right? Ticker symbol CCL, hypothetically. But maybe not one day. Who knows? Anyway, your goal is $50,000. That's your goal for whatever you need it for, whatever reason. For this one stock, you're looking for 50 grand. Okay? This is just buy and hold. Case scenario. The stock price is $5 per share. You buy 1,000 shares. That's $5,000. Follow me? Okay. Now, 1 year later, the stock goes up to $20 per share. Now, your shares are worth $20,000. Okay? Now, you're feeling high and mighty. You're making all the right moves. You feel that you can't be stopped. These are real feelings people go through. Then all of a sudden, your stock drops 10%. Oh my. You get a little weary. You can keep watching it. You know that you just lost 2,000 bucks, right? 10%, 20 grand, $2, you're at 18,000 now, right? Okay. So, oh no, $2,000 is gone. Whatever should I do? The next week, it drops again. And you're down another 2,000 or so dollars. Now the fear sets in. And remember again, these feelings are real. The fear sets in. You hearing the talk in the street. The market's going down. It's a crash. So and so. You go ahead and sell your stake in the stock. Right at around, let's say $14 per share, which still you think you made out okay. And you did make a few dollars. But your goal was $50,000. Now you're back to zero towards that goal. So did you really win? Let's take a look at it another way. Now, as you go along with the market, you'll see that the next scenario that I'm going to show you is by far not the only scenario that you could have chosen, but it's still one of the best. Okay, let's say same scenario, right? You bought 1,000 shares at $5 a piece, $5,000, right? This time though, the stock rises to 20. You're now at 20,000, and it drops 10%. When it drops 10%, you added, instead of taking away or getting nervous, you added $500 to that stock. Okay? When it's now at 18,000. And then again, lo and behold, next week, it drops again. So now we're around at that $14 point. Remember? Instead of selling, you added $500 more again. So the first initial 500 you put in gave you an additional 27 and a half shares. At 14, you added another $500, which gives you now another 35 and a half shares. 6 months to a year out, and trust me, it happens that way, sometimes even sooner. Your stock, the same one you took out everything from, that stock goes to $35 a share. Now with this new scenario where you never took out, but you added more to it with each dip, now you have a total of 1,063 and a half shares, and your investment is $37,222. A little closer to that $50,000 goal. But remember, if you had taken all your initial investment out in the beginning, you could never get back that $5 per share you started with. So sure, you can get back in the game. But now you're buying shares at 14, 15, 16 and higher per share. You get me here? You follow me? So this is just one example of what you could do in times of crisis. When you hear us talking about DCAing, this is partially what we mean. Just like, for instance, today is the Monday after Easter, right? The market in a lot of sectors is tanking. It's not time to fold and roll. It's time to dig in. Now, me, myself, I have certain levels of different stocks that I'm invested in where if they drop to a certain level, I'm going in heavy. Then I have other stocks where I'm constantly DCAing into, which is dollar cost averaging, which means it may be $20, $50, $100 going in at the same time, no matter what. Whether it's $20 a day, $50 a day, whether it's $100 a week or so going into these stocks, whether they're up or down. That's DCA. And through history, remember I said just a pinch of history, through history, the ECA hasn't been beat, won't be beat. You're playing the averages. You always come out on top. As long as there's no new depression or dot-com burst, or, you feel me? But you can still make tremendous gains during those times. You just have to stay tuned. So when you hear the fear talk of people who have not invested, may have wanted to, and were scared out of it by someone else, and then are trying to pass that fear along to you, block it out. There is no better way to watch your money grow than in the market. If you can't become the next Elon, the next Bill Gates, the next Mark Zuckerberg, you have the benefit of owning pieces of all of these billionaires' companies and eating with them. Letting your money work for you. Simple as that. And the longer you're in the game, the more you gain. That's why the market is a time thing. Some people are looking to get in and get rich within short periods of time. And again, it can happen. But that's more of a gamble. You're dealing with trading, day trading, swing trading high, things of that nature. And again, there's nothing wrong with it if you can afford it. You have the experience and knowledge to do it. I do trading. Not day trading. You have to keep up with it like this, like clockwork. But the benefits of the market far exceed life without it. And remember too, the example that we just went through that I showed you is one singular stock. You're never going to own one singular stock, or should I say, you should never own one singular stock. In other words, if you had $1 million in your hand right now, would you put it all on one bet if you're a bettor? Or put it all in one place as a safe place? In other words, you don't put all your eggs in one basket. A little Easter thing there. Did you get that? Anyway, same thing with the market. You have several stocks. Not to say you should have 50 or unless your pockets are there. However, 5 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 or a little more, you can have those. And again, remember, we were discussing one stock that went up that much. Now, say, just for instance, you have 20 stocks. Say 10 of them are doing well. Let's be real. Say 15 of them are doing well. That's more realistic. If you've chosen the correct stocks, done your research and due diligence, that's not out of the question at all. You're always aiming to beat the market, which is the S&P 500, right? So say 15 of them are doing very well. Well, multiply what we just did times 15. And if you're doing your DCAing, multiply it again. Oh, and if you decide to get into, learn, and delve into swing trading or day trading if you wish, leaps if you wish, multiply it times 4 again. That's why I tell you, no, it doesn't take that long. It just takes you to block the fear out and go in. So that's what I got for you this week at this time. Putting together some more for you to keep you rolling, to keep us rolling. This is going to be a fantastic year, no matter what Mr. T does. Remember, you can make money in an up or down market. So, next episode coming up, I'm going to give you 10 stocks that you should be investing in. Now, excuse me, let me rewind that. I'm going to show you 10 stocks that are a good idea to invest in. But I can't tell you whether to buy, hold, or sell. You know that lingo. This is edutainment only. And this is Chump Change Investment saying have a blessed and financially successful week. Prayers for you all. See you on the next one. Peace.